In this video, I'm going to take you on a little tour of Google and some of the applications that are available on Google. Now, if you don't have a Google account, that's perfectly fine. All you want to do is you want to go to your address bar in whatever browser you're using and type www.google.com. So when you come to the Google page, some of you folks may have already used this as your browser to find things out on the internet. One of the things you'll notice at the top left-hand side, you'll see +U. If you see your name, that means you already have an account. Search, images, maps, play, YouTube, news, Gmail, and more. Now, you might not have as many of these links, which is perfectly fine. If you click on more, you'll see them listed. There's a lot of different apps that are part of the Google suites, and some things definitely have changed just recently. For example, Reader was a tool that they had in here that is no longer available, and it was just a way to flag sites that you're used to going to read the content using their RSS feeder, which was called Reader. So that's no longer available, but you do have a lot of other options available to you. Now, if you don't have an account with Google, in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see a link that says Sign In. So if you click on Sign In, this is where you can go ahead and create your account. So if you need to create a new account, this is where you would create it. Now, I already have an account available, so I would just go ahead and sign in. But you're welcome to, if you have an existing account, that's perfectly fine. You can go ahead and just move on through the steps and then do the screen image that you need to provide for any assignments for this class. So I'm going to go ahead and type in my password and then go ahead and sign in. Now at this point, once you do create your account with Google and you're signed in the upper left hand corner you'll see the plus sign again, but instead of the word you, you'll see your actual name. So if you click on that, it'll take you to your own Google page, and we're slowly getting there. And this is where you can have what we call circles of friends. I tend to have several different types of circles: relatives, colleagues, friends, students, and that way I can communicate with those different groups of individuals collectively, or I can communicate with everybody regardless of the circle that they're in. You can also search for people as well on this site. So if you're in my IM 155 class, please go ahead and search for me. I would love to have you in my circle of friends on my Google account. So this is another tool that I use not just for personal use but also for professional use as well. Now once you do click on the link in the upper left hand corner, once you're logged in, you can connect with other accounts as well. So if you have any of these other accounts that's listed, Yahoo, Hotmail, you can definitely do that. It'll also give you, similar to if you're familiar with Facebook, sometimes they'll give you suggestions on people that you can go ahead and add to your circle of friends. And some of these folks are just colleagues of mine or people that I'm friends with, and then other people that are friends with friends that I'm friends with. So it's kind of interesting. So once you start the circle, you tend to get into the circle of other people as well. But this is one way that you can do that. Now you can also, in the upper right hand corner, you can go ahead and click on the arrow down and you can sign out of your account at any time. Okay, so it's kind of a neat tool to have. If you want to continue in Google, you can go ahead and click on continue in Google and go past the screen of suggested friends, and there we go. A lot of things for them to download. Hopefully they'll work on streamlining that a little better. So once you get your account set up and everything, you'll come to your Google home page, which is what you're seeing right now. Now you may see some things a little different than what I have, but again, they just love to see if you know some of these people and try to get you to connect with them. But you'll also see a home button in the upper left, all, friends, family, acquaintances, more, and then explore. And then at the top you'll see where you're logged in, some of the other apps that are available, and then you can even do some calendar sharing at this point. We're going to let it download a little bit more here. And you can also, by the way, continue to search within Google's search engine at any time, which is really nice to have. So once you get your account set up, you can go ahead and start using all the different apps available to you in Google. Now, one of the things you'll be doing is you'll actually be setting up a calendar. So when you get to that point where you sign in and you're going to go ahead and go to the calendar, and actually I think what we're going to do is we'll go ahead, if you're already signed in, and this may not come down right away because it's still downloading, and that is the downside to Google. They tend to really clunk up their site with a lot of images. Let me go ahead and try one more time. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the calendar, and we're going to go ahead and set up some things with the calendar and do some sharing. Now, that's just the layout. Let's get it downloading more. Still loading. All right. It's a lot faster when you do it on campus. There we go. All right, so when I click on the More Apps, I just want to show you some of the things that are really available. So there's a lot more to Google than what people think. And I would also encourage you to explore some of these apps and go out to YouTube and search for that particular Google app and take a look at what other people have put out there as far as videos. But you'll see that they have this broken down into categories. So we have all the apps for the web. So we have the web search, which you're familiar with, the Google Chrome browser, bookmarks. This is a really nice feature. It allows you to bookmark certain sites out there on the internet, and search box to your browser as well. So those are neat. You can do mobile searches, and I actually download the app, the Google app on my phone and use it quite often. For media use, you've got YouTube that some of you folks may be familiar with. Search for full text of books. News searches Picasa, which has been around for a long time, and that's really neat for editing photos. Google Play, think of that as kind of the iTunes to Apple. Image search for searching for images out on the web and searching for videos. And then you have Geo, and this is, you may have heard of Google Maps, you may have heard of Google Earth. So this is where you can utilize some of those features. Here's some shopping. You can go and do a little bit of shopping, explore and share photos. Specialized searches, blog searches, so that allows you to search blog sites, not necessarily HTTP sites, but blog sites. You know, blogs are like a web page. Finance, send out alerts on certain topics that may be out there. So a lot of different things you can use. For home and office, this may be of interest to you personally as well as professionally. Just love it when that comes up. You've got the calendar, drawing, so you can do some flow charting. That's like Visio. Now, some of the things I found with Google, with their apps, especially in this category, they're not as in-depth as they would be when you utilize the full-blown features in the Office products like Word, Excel, Access, and PowerPoint. But they're just enough to get the document nice and ready to go. Now, one of the other things you might need to do is to see if you can import those docs into an application that you're familiar with, like Word, so you can enhance it. Presentation stuff, Gmail. So once you create an account on Google's website, your account really is what we call a Gmail account. So it would be whatever you keyed in for the username at gmail.com. So there's a lot of different tools here. Socializing, Google Plus. That's a really neat feature. Adding groups. Meeting new people. That one I've never used before. You're going to be using Blogger, and we'll go ahead and do a session on Hangout if we can do that in class as well. So a lot of different features available to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go to the calendar. Now you're going to go to the calendar in a different way according to the book instructions. So once you get logged in, you're going to go ahead and hit that calendar site. And this again is going to take a little bit of time. There we go, a little faster than what I thought. So once you get ready to do the hands-on, and I believe this is going to be the hands-on to create and share calendar, once you sign in, you'll go to the More button in the Google browser and then choose Calendar that way. So you won't go to it the way I just showed you. All right, so we're in the calendar. Let's go over some of the features we have on the calendar. And what you have in the upper left, you have the name of the app that you're in. You have the current date. You also have where you can scroll through week by week if you want to do it that way. You'll notice on the right hand side it's a little bit off, but the word week is just a tad bit darker than day. You can choose day, week, month. You can do this in 4 days. You can set up an agenda. Look if you want to. We'll go ahead and keep it in week. All right. You'll also notice on the left-hand side, and I kind of divide this into three sections. On the left-hand side, you have the calendar that you can jump around from one location to the other. All right. You can also create a professional calendar, and you can create a personal calendar. So this is where you can create other calendars. Okay. So you can add a friend's calendar if you want to, if you have their address. All right. So if I click on my calendars, I have my own personal calendar. I can create an event calendar or a task calendar. Okay. Now I can change the color if I want to and do a lot of different things. I can even share this calendar. And then over here on the right is where you have the actual calendar layout that you can start typing things in there. I'm going to go ahead and go to the week layout. Up here at the top is basically your menu at this point where you can navigate around. If you click on more, you can print it, you can refresh it. Over here on the right, anytime it looks like a wheel with gears, like a gear wheel, that's always going to be settings. And this is where you can change the look and feel of it. If you want to get some more help on this, you can. I'm not sure what labs are, so I'm sure that's something that take you through some exercises. Settings, you can obviously change the setup. You can also sync it with a mobile device like an iPad, any kind of tablet that has a calendar, Outlook. You can sync it up with your phone. Okay, so this is pretty much going to be the layout of the calendar. Now, let's say that let's say that you want to add an event. So let's say we've got an event coming up on February the 10th. We're going to have a class meeting. So I would like to add an event here. So I'm going to click on the 3 p.m. and I'm going to go ahead and type IM 155 optional meeting. I'll put it on my calendar, or I can make it an event calendar. And I think what I'll do is I'll make it an event calendar. So we're going to go ahead and choose create event, and there it is. All right. Now, if I want to undo it, I can undo it. If I need to edit, you can just double click on it at that point. And when you double click on an event or an item that you have in your calendar, you can expand the content that you include in it. So for example, I'll put a description down here. Let's see, instructor will be covering web tools for all students interested. We will be meeting at the college. So the location here, I'll just put Maine 331, Cincinnati State. Now you can put an address down as well. You probably know some of those addresses. You can add a video call if you want to. We can color code it. We can add a reminder. And we'll just do this the day before. We can either have as a reminder as an email or a pop-up. And I'll show that I am busy. And as far as privacy, we can leave it the default, make it a public or private. Excuse me. I can also, guests can modify the event, or it's an invite only. I can see guest lists, and at this point I can start adding people's emails to this one. So if I have an email for somebody, let's say, I'll invite my husband, how about that? I can go ahead and add that person. Alright, if I want to remove them, I can go ahead and remove them. Okay. So there's a lot of different things that you can do to your calendar. You can set the time up here as well. So we're not meeting at 3. We're going to go ahead and actually meet at 3:30, and we'll meet until 5:30. Alright, if I want this to be a repeat event, I can go ahead and choose repeat, or we can go ahead and leave it alone. At this point, if you do repeat, then you have the option of what the intervals are on the event, if it's weekly, monthly. So we'll go ahead and just leave it alone. And at this point, you'll see up here you can change who the owner is, duplicate the event, copy it to yet other calendars. You can do that. You can have a personal calendar and a professional calendar, or just discard everything at this point. So it looks like we're good to go. We're going to go ahead and save it. And you can see it changed the color. There's the time. There's showing that it's private. And then if I wanted to edit, I can just double click and go into edit. Alright, and that's how you can do an event on your calendar. I think you're going to really enjoy using the calendar. I want you to have fun in exploring it. Also, besides the calendar, I definitely want you to have fun exploring all the other options and apps and features that are available to you in Google. I think you're going to really enjoy it. All I did to go back to the home page, or to go back to my profile, is to click on my icon, and I can make changes. I can go ahead and click on the plus sign in my name, and at this point it should take me back. We're waiting for it to take me back. It's slow. Google has gotten a lot slower over the years with the many apps and images, especially the images that it's added to the site. But I think you're going to have a great time with this. Again, go above and beyond what you're doing in the book for this chapter. I think you're going to find with some of these other apps that are available, there's so much more that you can do. So enjoy it.